Our main news this morning, claims of sexual abuse cover-up at Oxfam's UK shops. The charity is accused of failing to act over allegations that teenage volunteers, one as young as 14 years old, were sexually harassed by staff at its high street outlets.
Now, Helen Evans, the charity's former global head of safeguarding, made the claim in a Channel 4 interview. She also says her calls for criminal record checks on Oxfam workers were ignored. Our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford, is at an Oxfam shop for us this morning. Richard, big news, big story developing. What is the charity today saying about these new allegations?
Well, not specifically referencing these allegations, Jeremy, but Oxfam saying that the safety, security of its staff, volunteers, and of course the people they're trying to help is a top priority. That position, though, being severely tested, and not just by those claims of immoral and probably highly illegal practices by staff out in Haiti and Chad in the last decade, but also now by these claims of abuse in its stores on the British High Street, a familiar face for many who go out shopping. Now at home as well as abroad, Oxfam's problems are deepening. A woman who'd been employed to safeguard staff and volunteers says management didn't want to hear her concerns.
In the press, there's been a lot of coverage about Oxfam and how shocking and surprising this is. It isn't. I went in 2015 to the Charity Commission. I went back again in 2017. Everything I'm saying today, the Charity Commission knew. So why is the government saying this is a surprise?
Helen Evans says that children working in shops had been the subject of abuse by staff who hadn't been checked.
If parents knew that those adults were not checked, they would not be sending those children into those shops.
A lack of action by Oxfam now threatens its very existence. Mark Goldring, the charity's chief executive, has now admitted Oxfam was slow to deal with allegations. The Charity Commission's launched an inquiry into whether Oxfam is guilty of a cover-up. Yesterday, its deputy chief executive, Penny Lawrence, resigned, and its government funding is now under threat, with questions being asked about the actions of other UK charities.
This is an explosion ready to happen, and here it is. And thankfully, as it explodes on our TV screens, maybe we can start to have a reasonable discussion about how we fix this problem.
With its reputation in trouble, Oxfam's now announced a new whistleblowing helpline. Richard Gaisford, Good Morning Britain.